Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Week 3 Monday Morning Breakfast Bite. Okay, so this week we're going to be talking about cyber squatting and intellectual property rights. Now, intellectual property rights are a very important aspect of online commerce. They're important to every business, but in online commerce, you have cyber squatting happening. And of course, almost every business has an online component to it nowadays. So that component is what we look at when we talk about intellectual property and cyber squatting. Because even your name is considered intellectual property, the company name. So when we talk about intellectual property this week, we're going to be talking about primarily trademarks, because trademarks are very important with regard to a company's intellectual property, because it's what identifies a company and gives it that marketing edge. When we think about trademarks, we think about the names Coca-Cola, Bush's Baked Beans, KFC, Wendy's, Target, and the list goes on and on. But it's not just their name. In McDonald's, it's the golden arches. It's what we associate with that name, Target and the Target dog. And, we can go on and on. With Starbucks, it's the Starbucks logo as well, but it's their name that's an intellectual property trademark as well. And when we get into that, we get into cyber squatting, because of course you're going to use your name in your URL. And so when we use our name in our URL, that becomes as well part of our intellectual property. But now what might happen is that somebody comes along, takes that URL, changes it just a slight bit, and utilizes it because they know that by doing so, they're going to get people to come to their website and see their website over like Starbucks website or McDonald's website or things like that. So it's a play on names and it's a play on words with URLs as well. So it's very important that you understand trademarks and intellectual property and the difference between the types of intellectual property, because we have patents, trademarks, copyright, and we have trade secrets. Those are our primary aspects. We also have trade dress. So when we talk about an online presence, we talk about the overall look and feel of that website, the look and feel of the product that is being promoted by a business. So that has to do with trade dress. So look at the PowerPoint this week, please. Make sure you understand trademark, you understand intellectual property and the differences between them. And don't forget that this week your team deliverable one is due. And that's very, very important because you have to understand you're creating a hypothetical, but the hypothetical has to be based on some technology aspect of doing business in an e-commerce world. So it cannot be just a regular intellectual property matter. It has to be related to e-commerce. You're creating a hypothetical scenario. You cannot use real businesses. You cannot use real licenses. So you can't use a general public license. You have to create something if you want to go that route, because it gets confusing if in fact you want to try and use something that's already in existence as a license. If you want to refer to it in a difference, that's fine, but you can't actually use that as your basis necessarily. So you also have this week your Week 3 discussion and your Week 3 Jeopardy. So keep an eye on those things. If you have any questions about the hypothetical situation, I am more than happy to answer those questions for you. Otherwise, I will see you online.